Sean Brady tells Ian Garry, you just beat number 13. You don't deserve anything. I agree with Sean Brady. After Ian Garry's last performance against Shavkat Rakhmonov, where he lost, clear-cut loss, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that he was going to lose that fight, and he did lose that fight. He had one moment where he had Shavkat's back and he had the arm under his chin. But again, that was just one moment. The rest of the fight, Shavkat Rakhmonov was in control. The same way Khabib Nurmagomedov and Daniel Cormier shoot for a takedown and they go for the legs, Shavkat Rakhmonov did the same thing, only it was for the upper body and it was on a clinch. Go and watch how he was getting those clinches. He's basically shooting for a takedown, but it's like an upper body takedown he shoots for. It's like an upper body double leg that he does to get to a clinch. He just dives in on the clinch. And he controlled Ian Garry with that the entire fight. But here's the problem. He thinks that because he filled in short notice and saved the UFC. Listen, buddy. If you didn't do it, somebody else was. Trust me, the UFC was not going to cancel the event. Not for nothing. You're just a big name. You're not even an exciting guy. You know what I mean? Let me blow my nose real quick. By no means is Ian Garry stylistically saving a card. Nobody is sitting on the edge of their seat when Ian Garry fights. He is a snoozer. Yes, he is not Conor McGregor. He is not even Ronda Rousey, you know, and the reason why I say that is because I always say he is more like Ronda than he is Conor in terms of unlikable personalities. Now, Ian Garry really thinks that he deserves a title shot because he fought Carlos Prates on short notice. Buddy, you didn't deliver. You didn't deliver. And you said you were going to finish him within 3 rounds. You said you had visions of his head bouncing off the canvas. You said that. I didn't make this up. This man, fully grown man, I think he's like 26, 27, 28. This grown man said, I'm going to go out there and knock him out. He won't last to the third. He's going to be huffing and puffing at the end of 2. And in the 3rd round, he doesn't make it out of. He said this. And you guys just don't care? Really? Like, there's no part of you that wants people to back up what they say? It's just okay. It's fine. We could just say whatever now, willy-nilly, and then we could win by the skin of our teeth and by luck, right? By the grace of God that there wasn't another minute on that clock. That's what we're going to win by, and then we're going to rewrite the story on Monday morning talking about what a dominant performance by Ian Garry. There wasn't one moment in that fight that Ian Garry showed dominance. That fight was competitive. That fight was ultimately decided by the fact that there's a time limit. Carlos Prates did what Nate Diaz did to Leon Edwards. Carlos Prates did what Nate Diaz has done in a few fights, where he'll have these moments where it's like, but I got you, bitch. You know what I mean? Even if Conor McGregor won the rematch against Nate Diaz, he still got Conor running around on his bike, and he was pointing at him like, look at you running away from me, little sissy. You know what I mean? Carlos Prates had Ian Garry face down, ass up, leaking, okay? The only moment of dominance in that fight came at the hands of Carlos Prates. I just don't understand how people don't understand. I feel like I'm living in idiocracy when it comes to the MMA community. Once upon a time, new fans of the sport used to do their research. Like myself, when I was a new fan way back in 2009, I did the research. I looked up old fighters. I was interested, right? I had an interest, a passion for the sport. I looked up old fighters. I listened to old interviews. I would read on these people. I was interested. But nowadays, you guys aren't interested. You're not interested in learning nothing. You just want to talk about who's the GOAT and everybody that you grew up watching is the GOAT and things like that. Come on, Usman's the GOAT because... You beat 3 guys 5 times, you goofball. You know? Pop. Smack you up real quick. Ian Garry does not deserve anything. Sean Brady is right. He beat the number 13 ranked guy, and he was the number 7th ranked guy. And guess what, man? If you're going to say, oh, well, it was on short notice, don't take the fight. If you're going to take the fight on short notice, do not then come around and make excuses saying, oh, well, it was on short notice, that's why he didn't get the finish. Or, oh, it was on short notice, so you have to be satisfied with that performance. No. I never got behind the Ian Garry, wag, ex-husband living in the house with them debacle. I never got involved in that. I actually came out and I condemned it. I said what he does in his personal life is what he does in his personal life. We all live in glass houses. Who are we to throw stones? I always said that. However, what he says in the confines of the sport in regards to his upcoming fight against Carlos Prates, things like, I envision his head bouncing off the canvas. Things like, I will finish him because he will be huffing and puffing at the end of 2, and in the 3rd round, I will finish him. When he says things like this, when he says things like, I am levels above this guy, and I will show it. When he says this, he has to back it up. He has to back it up. And this is a life lesson, bro. Like, I feel like maybe the younger generation that doesn't get this, maybe it's because they don't like accountability. Maybe. Could that be it? If you stake your claim, if you go to your boss, let's say, right? That's if, everybody here is employed, right? There's a lot of bums on these comments talk about Usman's the GOAT. Like, you're unemployed, bro. You know what I mean? But for those of you that are employed, if you go to your boss and you fight for a promotion or a raise and you get it and then you do not perform, you got to answer for that. You have to answer for that. If I go to my boss and I tell him I deserve a raise because I'm hitting these benchmarks, look at what I provide, look at what I bring to the company. If I say that and he says, you know what? You're right. Here you go, kid. Here's your shot. And I shit the bed, I gotta live with that. I gotta live with that. And Ian Garry seems to be missing all of this. He doesn't get to live with any of it because you guys just sweep it up under the rug. Oh, who cares if he said he'd finish him? Meanwhile, he's the one who almost got finished. Oh, who cares if he said he's levels above him? Oh, who cares? Yeah, he deserves a title shot next. He does, yeah, for sure. What are you talking about? I just want to know. Tell me, please, in the comment section below. Whether you agree or disagree, it does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.